Hello and welcome to the 9th episode of the TFG1 podcast, recorded on April 3rd, 2009. I am your host, Michael Blanchard. Hello, folks, and welcome to episode 9 of the TFG1 podcast. There really is nothing going on right now, as I am still pre-recording episodes. So, yeah, let's just get into the episodes today.
Rockin' and rollin' with Savage Ravage. How are the Dinobots, Wheeljack? They're all set to go. Not a moment too soon. The Decepticons are on the rampage again. Dinobots, transform! No! Dinobots, no go! Me, Grimlock, no take orders. Never! Yes, no! Me, Slag, agree! Me, Swoop, no listen to Optimus Prime. Grimlock, our leader. Yes, Dinobots follow Grimlock. But you love to fight. Us fight when us want to. Now, goodbye.
Shockwave to Megatron. Sensors report more stowaways on Space Bridge. This time we will be ready.
To be continued on tomorrow's The Transformers.
To begin the episode today, we have Desertion of the Dinobots, Part 1. To synopsize this episode, we start this episode off with the Autobots watching a demonstration of a new fighter jet. In the back of Iron... Wait, what? Oh, okay, never mind. Watching a new fighter jet. In the back of Ironhide, he has his, like tailgating, basically. Okay. Is Blaster and Soundwave in their tape deck modes. Soundwave releases Ravage, but Blaster transforms and goes a few rounds with the Decepticon Kitty. Or the Decepticitty. The Decepticons are creating a diversion by blowing up the prototype jet to get the Autobots away from the research facility. The Decepticons break in and demand that the blueprints from the humans of the fighter jet. The Autobots crash the party, however, and Jazz uses his sound system to distract Starscream and Soundwave, while Hound uses a hologram of Megatron to trick them into retreating. Mirage and Megatron are still fighting, and Prime drop kicks Megatron. I don't know why it says A. It's supposed to be and. Damn it! Son of a bitch. Ugh. And Prime drop kicks Megatron, then the leader retreats. At an amusement park, Spike, Carly, and Bumblebee are on the Tilt-A-Whirl. Bumblebee doesn't see the fun in this ride until Carly turns off his equilibrium chip to let him have more fun. Then they head to the airport to pick Sparkplug up. While they're there, they notice the military jets at a commercial airport. Thinking that this is very strange, they investigate more and find the Decepticons are there. Excuse me. Prime and the others are too far away to get there in time, so the Autobot leader contacts Wheeljack at Autobot headquarters. Wheeljack states to Prime that they are even understaffed at the base. Prime retorts, "Send the Dinobots." The Dinobots arrive at the airport to bust into the hangar where Megatron and the other Decepticons are. The battle between the Dinobots and Decepticons seems too easy. The Dinobots transform, and the Decepticons have tricked them. Skywarp and the rest of the Decepticons fire on the Dinobots while they are in their robot modes. The Autobots take the fallen Dinobots back to headquarters for repairs. But the tools that Ratchet and the gang have are too primitive, and it is taking forever to repair the giant allies. Powerglide, Ironhide, and Grapple are repairing things at the airport, when Optimus Prime comes up and asks them how the repair job is going. Well, Grapple is too vain to realize that he might make a mistake, and setting the roof where he did makes the building collapse. Grapple is such a perfectionist, he thinks that it's the end of the world and that he made the mistake. The Decepticons are flying towards somewhere and they all start malfunctioning, and Megatron wants to know what the reason is. Back at Autobot headquarters, the Dinobots are somewhat repaired but refuse to take any orders from Optimus Prime, and they walk out of the base. At a power plant, the Decepticons are re-energizing themselves. When the Autobots come in to stop them, Jazz can't transform and Megatron's vocal cords are acting up. The Autobots figure out that they are low on Cybertonium, a source of energy existing only on Cybertron. Spike and Carly have intercepted a communication from Shockwave saying that he is sending a shipment of Cybertonium over the space bridge. However, none of the Autobots can get to it. Carly suggests that the Dinobots get it because they function without the energy source needed to fix the Autobots. At first, the Dinobots don't want to help, but then they agree to. The Dinobots attack the space bridge where the Constructicons are, and the Dinobots get knocked into and sent over the space bridge to Cybertron. Carly suggests that she and Spike go to Cybertron and bring back the Dinobots and the Cybertonium for the Autobots. Optimus Prime says it is too risky, but in his weakened condition can't stop them from going. The kids get past Devastator and fly through the space bridge. When they reach Cybertron, Shockwave informs Megatron that there are more intruders, and the Guardian blasts the space bridge doorway, ending this episode. Now for my thoughts on this episode. As I've stated many times before on the podcast, I love the 2 and 3-parter episodes. Just the storytelling in them and overall character development is fucking awesome. There was only one off-model thing in this episode, that was Megatron in gun mode. He was all gray again, instead of black and gray. As I've said before also, I love Dinobot episodes. The Dinobots are really friggin' cool. It's just great. I really don't know what else to say.
In search of the Cybertonium needed to revive the energy-depleted Autobots, Spike and Carly follow the runaway Dinobots to Cybertron. There they encounter their deadly foe, Shockwave.
Metal of good old days, not so good. As for you, Dinobots, excellent job. Even though Dinobots not like it, we take orders from you now. Until next time, me Grimlock no feel like it.
Up next is Desertion of the Dinobots Part 2. To synopsize this episode starts off with Spike and Carly attempting to get away from Shockwave. They escape into the Cybertronian master computer, and Spike attempts to call Earth with the thumb radio that Sparkplug gave him. They need Teletran to guide them out of the areas they are in. Sparkplug tells them where they are, and Carly tries to bypass the computer so they can control the space bridge, but an electrical current comes down the line and shocks her. This also knocks her off the ledge, and she slides further down into the computer's power core. Carly has twisted her ankle and cannot get back up the ledge where Spike is, so he slides down to her. Sparkplug tells them that Teletran has located an exit at the bottom of the room. Spike and Carly get out of the master computer room and are heading towards the Cybertonium pits when the Sentinel Guardian robots come after them. They narrowly escape the Sentinel robot and get into Wheeljack's lab, but something is trying to break in and Spike looks for a weapon. It turns out to be Swoop. He tells the story of what has happened to the Dinobots. Teletran 1 will lead the humans and Swoop to the Cybertonium pits. However, with the depth that they have descended to within the planet, the thumb radio is no longer working. Spike and Carly follow Swoop, and they go through a maze of tunnels. Some heat-seeking missiles come after them. Swoop tries to fly out of where they are. However, his busted wing will not allow him to fly. He crashes to the ground. Swoop forgets that he can transform and they find a viewing room and watch Cybertron's history. The humans get captured, but they escape with the Dinobots and head for the surface. The Dinobots and humans get into the space bridge and get back to Earth safely, landing near Autobot headquarters. They get all the Cybertonium needed to repair the Autobots. Excuse me. And Optimus Prime makes Spike and Carly honorary Autobots. The Dinobots agree to take orders from the Autobots until next time when Grimlock no feel like it and the episode ends. Now for my thoughts on this episode. This episode showcased the vastness of Cybertron, and I liked seeing that. Also, the Spike-Carly relationship seems to be blossoming. This was mainly a Dinobot-centric episode, as you can tell by the title, but it was nice to see Shockwave at length and not just for 5 or 10 seconds at a time. We never see what happened to the Decepticons. I wonder if they ever got repaired. I don't know.
Now to inject some feedback.
How about a little power boost, Blaster?
Hey, that ought to clear the airwaves. I may be low on energy, but I still have enough to conquer you. Don't move, Megatron.
Face it, Omega! You're too outdated to catch me!
Very well, Prime. You have won for now.
Hurry! We gotta save Blaster and Cosmos!
Say, Prime, what do you say we turn this place into Radio Moon with a loony lunar lineup of hip hits?
Yeah, give me some company out here.
Hey, how about it, Prime? I did save the day.
Yes, Blaster. But remember, your volume, like any capability, is also a responsibility. You must decide when is the right time and the wrong time to use it.
Blaster! Hey, Prime, dig the decibels!
Up next is Blaster Blues. To synopsize this episode, excuse me. So to start off this episode, we see Spike, Carly, and Blaster at a rock concert to which Blaster transmits the sound back into Autobot headquarters. The rest of the Autobots and Omega Supreme are attempting to test out some equipment when the transmission from Blaster comes in. The only one who can dig the sound is Jazz. The Decepticons attack the observatory where a professor is testing out a Voltronic Galaxer or something. I don't know. Some death ray or some... I don't know what the hell it is. The Autobots get the distress call and head out to stop the Decepticons. However, they are too late. Astrotrain and the Decepticons escape Earth with the Voltronic Galaxer. Yeah, that's what it's called. The Autobots are out and about searching for the Decepticons, but no one has seen them. Blaster and Cosmos find the Decepticons in deep space, and the Autobot spies are detected and Astrotrain is sent after them. The Triple Changer uses a tractor beam to capture Blaster and Cosmos. With Blaster and Cosmos welded to the radio wave disruptor that the Decepticons have built, it causes all kinds of radio wave interference. All communications on Earth have been cut off by the Decepticons. The Autobots soon realize this and attempt to go out and stop the Decepticons' evil plan. The Decepticon jets attack the Autobots, whom are trying to help the humans who are trapped in the snow. Blaster gets through to Power Glide, and Carly realizes that the signal is coming from the moon. Omega Supreme is the only one who has enough energy to make it to the moon to save Blaster and Cosmos. Once they're on the moon, the Autobots free Blaster and Cosmos, and Blaster overloads the airwave disruptor so that the Earth can have its communications back. Optimus Prime tells Blaster that with any power that there also must come responsibility in using it. And the episode ends with Blaster turning up the volume and Prime calling out his name. Now for my thoughts on this episode. It was very nice to have a Blaster-centric episode. He and Jazz are so similar in character traits as far as they both like loud music. Also, as far as the war of the tape decks and cassettes, it was nice to see about 2 seconds of Blaster and Soundwave going at it.
Yeah! All right, knights, let's go blam zing 'em! Ha!
Starscream, they're coming! It's about time! Fire!
Without our siege tower, how will we scale the walls?
You've still got us! And so do I, right in my sights!
No worry, Ramjet. I'll get 'em.
You'll pay for this, Rumble!
Sir Wolf, thou must help me stop this.
Sure, I'll help thee right into the moat. Lord Starscream just relieved thee of thy command.
All right, Wolfie. Now you've got Sir Spike to deal with.
And that will be a pleasure.
Actually, the pleasure was all mine.
That's it. You've got it. Keep on going. Don't forget about me!
Ow! Hey, careful.
Warpath, you and I got a score to settle.
Energy. Without energy,
We're done for.
Spike! Look out!
Oh, no! No!
Energy. So these are the famous giant knights.
And also our friends.
And if they don't get this thing they call energy, I fear they'll perish.
Leaving Lord Starscream to stand invincible in this primitive world.
Not if my magic can help it.
Foolish human! Magic can never defeat science!
Telos, god of the sky, I know not of science, but if thou wilt bring these giants life. You can say that again. I don't know how you did that, but it sure felt good.
No! This can't be! Rumble! Ramjet! Reactivate the dynamo!
Warpath, my lasers still don't work, but I can transform again.
Then let's wham! Go get 'em!
I must have more energy!
It's not much of a ring, but
It's beautiful. Oh, Father, isn't this wonderful?
Better luck next time, pal.
Energy! I need energy!
What will you do with them?
take them back with us. That is, if there's a way.
Hoist said time. Why, these valiant knights, they're time travelers.
How come it's called the Dragon Mound?
Well, I created it to use as a time-traveling device. But then a wandering dragon decided to make it his home.
We never saw him.
That's because he's been out visiting relatives. But he's home now.
I refuse to go any closer.
Don't worry, I've got a full dose of Dragon's Bane. It works every time.
He's crazy. We can't trust our lives to unscientific superstition.
Why not? Bayor's magic's done pretty well by us so far.
There's no reason it shouldn't work. I used all the normal ingredients. Sulfur, rock salt, seagull droppings, charcoal.
Well, all right. Looks like Bayor invented gunpowder too.
Godspeed to you all.
Goodbye.
We'll never forget thee!
What do you think? Are we back?
Hold your fire! It's me, Starscream. We're back. Starscream, you fool! You ruined my shot!
It's the 20th century, all right. Now let's clear out.
What's the matter? Aren't you glad to see us?
Up next is a Decepticon Raider in King Arthur's court. To synopsize this episode, to begin this episode, Warpath and Hoist are fighting Starscream, Rumble, and Ravage and Ramjet. The Decepticons pick up some strange energy readings and head inside a nearby temple where Warpath traps them. Starscream sees that Rumble has found some sort of energy source, and he pushes Rumble out of the way. After pressing all the buttons on the stone, a strange energy burst takes them back through time, to days of knights and kings, and the like. They are confused as to where they are. The Decepticons and the strange knight that stops them become allies against the Red Knight. A girl is spying on them, and she attempts to escape back to her father's palace, but is almost caught by Ravage when Spike appears with Hoist and Warpath. Apparently, they cleared the rumble, funny, on the other's rubble. It's supposed to be rubble, not rumble. Damn it. Ugh. On the other side of the time warp, the Autobots side with the Red Knight, and the Decepticons side with his enemy. A jousting tournament begins. Rumble and Ramjet versus Warpath and the Red Knight. But Starscream has had enough and kidnaps the daughter of the Red Knight. The Decepticons create an energy conductor so that they can recharge themselves. Sarwagon, the enemy of Nimoe's father, has come to the cell where she is being held, and then tells her that he has been such a fool and wants to change. The two rulers, the Autobots and a wizard, combine their forces and defeat Starscream and the rest of the Decepticons. And they then head back through the time portal where both Autobots and Decepticons return. Starscream tackles Megatron because he is so glad to be back. This ruins Megatron's shot, and he is growling at Starscream as the episode ends. Now for my thoughts on this episode. Oh, God. Ugh. This episode was very well written. I thought it captured the essence of Camelot and the knights and the ladies of that time period, as well as the dragons and jousting and sword fighting and all that good stuff. Just everything was spot on as far as even as the way people spoke. This isn't my favorite. Oh crap. Oh, shit. Why is it every time I go to record an episode I start fucking yawning or sneezing or sniffling or whatever? This isn't my favorite TFG1 episode in the series, but probably my favorite out of the episodes that I've reviewed today.
No, it's not possible. They found the Golden Lagoon.
Over 10,000 electron bursts hit me dead on, and it felt like a soft breeze. Entertainment, gentlemen. They will fight each other to the finish, courtesy of me, Starscream, Ace of the Air.
Megatron must be informed of this.
Who cares? We need a little amusement.
Megatron must be informed.
I said fight!
You're our only hope, Omega.
Failure impossible. Report on Starscream's activity completed.
Megatron?
Megatron, look what I caught!
Ready? Prepared. Then go for it! Blast it open!
Going somewhere? You fool! They almost escaped! We attack Omega Supreme at once! You will lead the first wave!
Omega Supreme?
And lastly today we have the Golden Lagoon. To synopsize this episode, we start off this episode with a Perceptor, Beachcomber, Sea Spray, Power Glide, and Warpath on an exploration mission. Perceptor finds some gold and silver scraps on a rock nearby. Blitzwing, Thrust, and Ramjet attack the Autobots that are out. They attack them. The Autobots are outnumbered, and Perceptor calls for Beachcomber, but he is nowhere to be found. Beachcomber has found a hidden paradise that has what he calls electrum in it. It is a giant pool of the stuff. All of a sudden, the area becomes unstable, and Beachcomber gets out of there quickly. Thrust finds the electrum pool and bathes in it. Back at the battle, Beachcomber comes to the aid of the other Autobots. But Thrust, in his golden state, shows up and appears to be invincible. At the Decepticon base, Thrust brings his captives to Megatron and tells him of the Electrum pool. The Decepticons head to the pool and bathe in the strange golden Electrum, becoming invincible. Power Glide and the others get reinforcements to rescue Perceptor and Sea Spray. See what I mean, folks? I don't know what it is. It's not that I don't know. I think reading just makes me tired. Of course, if I had a co-host, I wouldn't have to read from a script. Well, not all the time anyway. Okay. Power Glide and the others get reinforcements to rescue Perceptor and Sea Spray. They head out to get their captured friends when the now invulnerable Decepticons attack. The Autobots are puzzled at this occurrence and can do nothing against the Decepticons. At the Decepticon base, we see Starscream attempt to make Sea Spray and Perceptor fight each other. Soundwave reports this to Megatron, who has captured Beachcomber and brings him back to the base. Megatron tells Starscream that he's been a fool because of his actions. He shall lead the first attack against Omega Supreme. The Decepticons make short work of Omega, and the other Autobots at the Ark learn from Mirage about the Electrum, and Optimus Prime states that they must find it before the Decepticons can. Strike again. Powerglide sees the Golden Decepticons flying and follows them. He spots the Golden Lagoon and the Decepticons bathing in it. Sea Spray and the other captives escape. They head back to the Golden Lagoon to get some of the Electrum. Optimus Prime and the rest of the Autobots arrive, and Beachcomber dives in first to hide the fact that he knew about the Golden Lagoon before anyone else did. The battle rages on, and neither Autobot or Decepticon can harm one another, until the Electrum starts wearing off of the Decepticons. The Decepticons destroy the Golden Lagoon and retreat. The episode ends with Beachcomber saying, "We won," as we are shown the destruction of the paradise that was. Now, for my thoughts on this episode. I was going to say at first that we only see Optimus Prime in 3 of 5 episodes I've reviewed today, but he comes in at the end of this one. It's nice to see more obscure character-centric episodes with characters we don't see that much, like Sea Spray, Perceptor, and the like. We've seen Omega Supreme before, but I still like the character. I was even curious if TF Animated used the same voice actor, because they sound very similar. However, it was not. In G1, Omega was voiced by Jack Angel, and animated he was voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson. Seeing the Golden Optimus Prime was very, very cool. I really didn't have too much else to say about this episode. As I've said before, I don't know what... I think it's because I'm reading from scripted pages that I've written, that after a while, like right now, when I yawn and stuff like that, I'm sorry about that, folks, but I don't know what it is. It's just weird. My chair is not cooperating with me. I think I need to go get it fixed, too. Between having the fucking computer... Well, the chair, a replacement chair, it doesn't cost me anything, thank God. Good thing for insurance. But anyway, so, yep. That's all the episodes for today. Well, that's all for this episode of the TFG1 podcast. Join me next time when I'll be reviewing 5 more episodes from Transformers Generation 1, Season 2. Those being The God Gambit, Make Tracks, Child's Play, Quest for Survival, and The Secret of Omega Supreme. Thank you for joining me on the TFG1 podcast. There are 4 ways to get in touch with me or leave feedback for the podcast. The first is that you can visit the www.predaconempire.com forums and get all your Transformers discussion topics there. The second is that you can also follow me on Twitter. My name on there is TFG1 Podcast. The third is you can visit the earth2.net forums. That's www.earth-2.net. I have a thread over there for the podcast under the banter section. And the fourth is the email address, which is tfg1podcast@gmail.com. For now, I am Michael Blanchard, saying in the immortal words of Optimus Prime, transform and roll out. And thank you for listening. Until next time.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Mike the Birdman Dodd from 1150 AM's Mike Miller Morning Show and ThisWeekInGeek.net. And you are locked into the TFG1 podcast, about the best damn podcast there is. Well, except my own stuff anyway.